But he ain't sliding, playing at that defensive level.
25, nah, Lord, 25, you still, Lord, he dunking?
Man, come on, that little dude explosive, bro.
He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony, he on that new juice. He ain't
sliding like he used to.
Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long.
These things that you just mentioned, his manager, his agent, his wife, his trainer, all being connected to the Biogenesis clinic, as well as another drug dealer at a gym. So it wasn't just Biogenesis, there was another connection as well.
EPO, however, gives you slightly more than a tiny edge. It's huge and literally monstrous, with studies showing it boosting performance by 3 to 6%. To break this down in a real-world example, if we looked at the men's 5-kilometer final at the Olympics, the first 3 places were within 1.5 seconds of each other, and the top 5 within 4 seconds. Hypothetically, if 5th place took EPO and saw a 3% increase in their performance, he'd have knocked 23.4 seconds off his time.
I wouldn't do that just yet, because your ass is mine.
And then some of this testimony that, you know, his agent on a monthly basis was going by the Biogenesis clinic and picking up a package of PEDs with the initials LJ on them. So when you take all this information and put it together...
Hold on, Victor.
Yeah. Hold on, Victor. What did you mean by that?
What do you mean by
that? Fanboys, Pandora's box is about to be opened again. Fanboys, let me tell you, Ric Bucher and Shaq just dropped the hammer and plunged it down on LaFody James by insinuating this man is on PEDs. Let's find out what Shaq had to say.
I help Shaq. You trying to help Shaq up? Man, you ain't that strong.
Charlie.
You ain't that strong.
Damn, man. On that motherfucking Bron, ain't you?
I just started taking that creatine, boy.
You always say you can't hide money.
Fanboys, why didn't he say he on that Lance Armstrong, that Marion Jones, that Mark McGuire, that Sammy Sosa, that Barry Bonds? Because these are more notable athletes who have been caught using steroids. Why did he say LaFody James out of all people? That's the type of stuff that make you think, like, is LaFody on that shit? I mean, we know he on that shit because, hey, he not disputing it. He not saying that he not. Fanboys, the GOAT can't be on PEDs. There hasn't been no story about Kobe on PEDs. There ain't been no story about Jordan on PEDs, man. You gotta knock it off. Now let's take a look at what Ric Bucher's gotta say. This is gonna be a little longer, so just stay with me. Lock in. Here we go.
It's one of the more annoying aspects, I'd say, of the idolatry of LeBron, that he is credited by some as being this sensei that has the answer to all things basketball, and that everybody is going to him for the answers. Now, we know for a fact that guys did that with Kobe. I don't know of anybody who has said, yes, I sought out LeBron to find out his secrets. I certainly, look, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. But we all know what the speculation is out there. And I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. Like, I've always thought, maybe it could be. And I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. It always catches me a little off guard. They're just like, oh yeah, that's going on.
Hey, he ain't never lied though. I don't know nobody who grow up like, man, I want to be like LaFody James. I remember kids growing up wanting to be like Mike. They wanted to be like Kobe. When you shot that basketball, that paper basketball in that trash, what would you yelling out? Kobe. What do we yell out LeBron for?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Kobe not even here no more, and you got players channeling Kobe. Remember, we had to get up on Jason Tatum because he was like, man, I was talking to Kobe last night. Tatum, we don't want to hear you bringing up Kobe's name because you not Kobe. What about when the NBA players went into panic because they found out that it might be a possibility that they can't get a pair of Kobe's to wear no more? Kobe's are the most worn shoe in the NBA, man, by far. And shout out to Ric Bucher for keeping it 100 on LaFody James. I've talked to players behind the scenes. I've talked to team officials and people that work for these sports companies behind the scenes. And a lot of them, they know that this is artificial.
It's a fake. Don't you understand? It is real.
I'm still waiting on fanboys to explain to me what type of cooking is Savannah doing that she needs steroids. Is she cooking for the Million Man March? What type of working out is Randy Mims doing? What about Rich Paul? The crazy thing is you're gonna have a fanboy in the comments like,
It's still real to me, damn it.
fanboys, you gotta use your critical thinking skills sometimes. I know schools ain't teaching it no more, but look, I'ma have Skip Bayless explain to y'all who Randy Mims is. We know who Savannah is, we know who Rich Paul is, but I'ma have Skip tell you who Randy Mims is.
If nothing else, it is a bad look for LeBron because you know Randy Mims, I think. Have you been around him at all? Or
Don't know him.
Oh, you don't know him. Okay,
No,
I thought.
you're not putting me with him.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to associate. But Randy Mims is a cornerstone of that group. He is the right-hand man to LeBron James.
I understand.
He is hands-on on a daily basis in ways that Rich Paul and Maverick are not. This is day-to-day. He is on top of every little thing with LeBron James. So my point to you is, Randy Mims obviously is well taken care of by LeBron, so he's got some money, I assume. So why would he have to resort to going to a questionable source that eventually would be linked to biogenesis to get testosterone and whatever metabolism enhancing injections that he needs, even if he's just doing it for his personal weight loss, and that can help in weight loss. There are wellness centers like on every other corner. You can go to a real live doctor, a qualified doctor, and you can get a prescription for testosterone or whatever you want. You can do it above board. You can do it through the proper channel. You can do it the right way. Why would you resort to dealing with a shady character, a very questionable character, who finally gets caught up in this biogenesis scandal because you don't need to deal with that guy. You can just do it the right way.
David Alexander, the man who took down A-Rod, Nelson Cruz, Ryan Braun, The Big Show, and he was selling the drugs to Randy Mims. Now there's gonna be a fanboy in the comment section like, bro, he's never tested positive, bro. And that's the thing about the NBA. The NBA has been criticized based off their drug testing policy and how it's less stringent than other leagues like the NFL and the MLB. They don't even test enough in the NBA. Also, they don't use biological passports, which are used to track an athlete's blood profiles over time so they can detect doping. So fanboys, you know the NBA is complicit in allowing this shit.
You got me.
Fanboys, the time is up. They didn't want me digging back into the past. I know. And it's just real light. I'm gonna keep it real light because I already did this video before. If you wanna go check it out, definitely go look at Why LaFody James is Not the GOAT Part 2. But I need y'all to beat the comment section up. I need y'all to tell me, is LaFody James on that shit? Is he on the balcony? Do you believe that Rich Paul, Randy Mims, and Savannah were taking PEDs for their personal use? Let me know down in the comment section if you think they gave LaSalle James a hit at that balcony. Let me know. And don't forget to hit me with the HBO special. Help a brother out with some likes, comment, and subscribe. It's your homie 93 Zay, and I'm out this thing.